Hello and welcome back to the Omni Football's Online to a weekend review, reviewing all the Premier League games from this past weekend, starting off with Brentford 0, Fulham 0, and a big game for the race for the European places. And yeah, to be honest, this was a game which I would say Brentford would probably be the more disappointed side not to win. Fulham didn't offer a huge amount. Brentford came close. Leno made a few really good saves, but for Brentford, their fourth consecutive draw, which will be getting a bit frustrating for them. But for Fulham, I think I see this as a good point on the road, and still quite close to those European places. Moving on into another disappointing day for Eddie Howe at the hands of his former club, Newcastle United. Tavernier in the 32nd minute made it 1-0 to Bournemouth before Asuda equalised, but Truffert in the second half made it 2-1. And to be honest, you'd have to say Bournemouth deserved it. I think they created the better chances throughout, and it's a big win for them, keeps them in the mix. But for Newcastle, their hopes are fading, and it's starting to look a bit more difficult now for them to reach the European positions, and the pressure will grow on Eddie Howe. Moving on into Leeds 3, Wolves 0, a big win for Leeds, and one that Wolves kind of already knew they were going down already, but it makes it more noticeable now. And Leeds, coming away with that, it's an 8-point gap now. They'll be feeling very confident at staying up. It was Justin Okafor and Calvert-Lewin with the goals, and to be honest, this is pretty much domination from start to finish for Leeds. A really great win for them, and they'll be absolutely delighted with that. And it's looking like they're in for another season of Premier League football next year, which is a big achievement for them. Moving on into the next match, and it was heartbreak for Tottenham. Twice they led against Brighton, twice they were pulled back. It was Porro who gave Tottenham the lead early before Matoma equalised just before half time. Simons made it 2-1 with not long to go, but then right in the last kick of the game, it was an equaliser for Brighton. And as Spurs haven't had enough gut punches recently, this was certainly another one to add on to that. A hugely disappointing result, and you could see the anguish for them as well. And to be honest, they played much better here, probably just showed the game, so they'll be absolutely devastated with that result, and just still losing deep in trouble. Speaking of deep in trouble, highlight the league, but Chelsea very disappointing, and to be honest, they look like on current form in danger of dropping not only out of the Champions League race, but also out of the European positions altogether. A 1-0 defeat to Manchester United. It was Cunha just before half time, and to be honest, Chelsea played really well here. I thought they were the better team, but in the end it was Manchester United who took their chance and held on. Big win for Michael Carrick. Their top 5 spot becoming ever more secure, but for Chelsea, very disappointing. Moving on into Nottingham Forest 4, Burnley 1, a big win for Forest, and to be honest, they were actually losing for a long time here. Fleming giving Burnley just before half time, but a hat-trick from Morgan Gibbs-White in the space of 15 minutes, and an Igor Jesus late goal made it 4-1, making it maybe look more comfortable than it actually was. But for Forest, they played well deserving winners here. Big win for them. They're pushing away from that relegation zone now as well, aren't they? Concerning for the two London clubs. For Burnley, their miserable Premier League season just continues. Moving on into a big win for Arne Slot in the Merseyside derby, the first one at Everton's new stadium. It finished 2-1 to Liverpool. Ndoli had a goal early on disallowed before Salah scored in his last Merseyside derby, a great moment for him. Beto made it 1-1. Freddie Woodman came on late on, replacing Marvin Ashford with Alisson now injured. So that was a bit nervy for Liverpool fans, I'm sure. Van Dijk with a late winner, 100th minute, huge win for them, keeps them secure in the top 5 race. But for Everton, disappointing. I don't think they really deserve that, to be fair. Moving on into Aston Villa, and they continued their good run of form in a crazy game against Sunderland, winning 4-3. Watkins with 2 goals, Rigg also scored 1, Rodgers made it 3-1 before 86th and 87th minute, and it was Human Isidore who made it 3-3. But a late winner from Tammy Abraham made it 4-3, and crazy game. I'd say Villa just shaded it, a huge win for them, but Sunderland will be deeply disappointed, fighting back to go and lose it at the end. Not great for their European pursuit, but for Villa, they're guaranteed Champions League football now pretty much. Moving on then to the game we've all been waiting for, the title decider between Man City and Arsenal, and it was Shirky in the 16th minute, a great goal before unfortunate goal from Havertz in the 18th minute, and Haaland in the 65th minute doing what he does, giving Man City the win. And to be honest, I thought Arsenal played really well here and would be devastated they lost that, but for Man City, they're just getting results this time of the season. That's what they do, and kind of now, if they win that game in hand in the lead of the Premier League title race, crazy how they've turned it around. But for Arsenal, it just has that feeling of deja vu, doesn't it? Hugely disappointing for them. City look inevitable, and the questions will only grow with other recent results as well for Arsenal, and deeply worrying times for them. And in the Monday night football, it finished Crystal Palace 0, West Ham 0, and not the best game, to be honest. Relatively even one, I would say, but not a huge amount of chances for either team. I think Palace will probably be the team more frustrated with the point, chance to move in closer to those European places. West Ham, they'll take it, but both teams would have wanted a bit more. Palace, of course, still got the Conference League to focus on. So yeah, I think both teams will be relatively content following this. Moving on then to a quick preview of the upcoming midweek action, starting off on Tuesday night with Brighton taking on Chelsea. And yeah, for Chelsea, I mean, after that defeat to Manchester United, it is starting to look quite tough for their kind of hopes of finishing in the top 5. For Brighton, they're on a really good run. Obviously, that last-minute draw at Tottenham keeps them in the European race. So yeah, it's a big game for both these sides. Brighton can leapfrog Chelsea with a win here. So yeah, big game for both of them. I'm going to say it will finish in a 1-1 draw. I don't think there'll be much to pick between the two sides. Moving on into Bournemouth against Leeds on Wednesday, and yeah, for Bournemouth, they're very much in that picture, looking to leapfrog numerous sides above them with a win here, including Brentford and Chelsea. But for Leeds, yeah, they're starting to pull away from that drop zone, aren't they? 8 points clear, 5 to go. You think they're pretty much safe. If not, they're very close to doing so. So yeah, maybe they'll take the foot off the gas a bit here, I don't know, but they are very tough to beat, aren't they? So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to say at home Bournemouth will just have enough. Moving on then to Burnley against Manchester City, and a chance for Manchester City to go top of the Premier League. And yeah, to be honest, if you'd asked them to pick a game, I think they probably would have said Burnley, wouldn't they, as who they want to place. And yeah, Burnley, I mean, coming into this one on terrible form, thrashed at Forest. Man City coming off that huge win, kind of coming into that City time of the season where they just look unstoppable, don't they? And to be honest, I kind of expect that to continue here. I'm going to say it'll be a Man City win, pretty comfortable one at that, 3-0 to take them top of the Premier League. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.